Well, we've seen the impact that social media and the internet has on the US presidential elections, but what about India? Well, Google and TNS have just released data on the urban Indian voters. How many are online, how many have voted in the past, and what they want from their politicians online. I'll tell you about the methodology of this survey. The constituencies that have been surveyed are about 20% of the Lok Sabha seats. It's about 108 of the 543 constituencies. 86 cities looked at here, and the survey was conducted in 59 cities selected to represent the 108 constituencies. I'll just get you more on the voting survey in terms of the age groups, but just pulling out some of the key points that this Google TNS survey has brought out. And remember, we're talking about urban Indians online and their vote patterns, well, not patterns, but what they want from their politicians. So the survey says that 42% of urban Indians who are online are undecided about who they should vote for. And if you're looking at what exactly that number represents, it says that 37% of urban Indian voters are online. So half of those, or a little less than half of those, are not decided as yet. So going on to suggest that politicians need to get more online in various manners, not only just in social media, if they want this chunk of the vote, that's urban Indians online. Let's just look at who have been Googled the most in terms of politicians. And there is no surprise there. This survey has been conducted over the last 2 months, July, August 2013, over a 2-month period. Narendra Modi, number 1, Rahul Gandhi, number 3, 2, I beg your pardon, Sonia Gandhi, number 3, Manmohan Singh is there in 4. Arvind Kejriwal is Googled 5th when people online, urban voters, are looking for politicians. Jayalalitha 6th. Interesting to see Digvijay Singh is 10th there, Sushma Swaraj 9th, Akhilesh Yadav 7th, and Nitish Kumar is 8th. Just looking at, as we said, 37% of the urban online voters are online. So the chunk that is not decided is about 42% of this who have not decided who in fact they should vote for as yet. So they're looking for information of various sorts, as the survey goes on to point out, and it goes on to say that politicians need to be are seen as highly progressive if they are on the internet, and that's about 56% of urban Indians online think that political personalities with internet presence are progressive, they are transparent, and they are highly involved with people and more approachable. So that's about 55.8% to be absolutely accurate there in the survey says. And 45% of the urban online voters are looking for more information online on the internet to help them make their voting decision. They want discussion on local issues, which is about 57%, and updates on developmental activities, 48%. Information about the candidate, the party, the manifesto, the agenda, 43% of the online urban voters want that. More importantly now, out of this 37% of urban voters who are online, 85% have voted previously. So they are politically active, and is a big chunk that politicians should be looking at, apart from broad-basing them. So 85% of those who are online, and there's a breakup in terms of age group, not too much of a difference between a 26-year-old and a person who's 50 plus. They're all in the 90s. So a large chunk of this voter category has been voting in the past and is in all likelihood, according to the Google TNS survey, will vote again. Looking at some of what they're looking for in terms of, is it personalities, is it parties, is it the issues that they are brought up for voting decision. The local candidate, that is who stands in that constituency, is almost as important as which party he's from. 35% say local candidate is the most important, 36% say that the party is the most important. This is overall figures from all across the country. And importantly, goes on to say that the prime ministerial candidate, only 11% are looking at it from that point of view in terms of who they will vote for, and party leaders they only look at in terms of 17%. Now, 50% of those voters, urban online, again, we must stress, will engage with politicians online if that is made possible, they say. Activities that are expected from the politicians are to allow citizens to comment on their website on different topics and respond to them. That's 52% saying that they will do that. 51% of the urban online voters saying citizens should be allowed to comment on their social network page on different topics and respond to them. And 47% say that they should be able to conduct online video conferencing. So that's how much they're placing on the internet in terms of getting what the politician is before they decide. Remember, as we said, almost 42% have not decided who they're voting for. A quirky point in this survey is that 2/3 of those registered voters, the 32% of online urban voters, don't share their political views online. 65% of them say that they don't share. About 5% say that they will share it, but anonymously, and 30% say they will search. The top 5 most searched parties, according to this Google TNS survey, again, one is the BJP. We don't have numbers here to show you what the difference is between the number 1 search party and the number 2 or the number 3rd party, but these are how they stack up. BJP on top, Congress second, Aam Aadmi Party third, BSP fourth, and Shiv Sena is fifth. We'll get you more of of what the survey says, but just trying to wrap what it's saying. Now, this is that the internet is a key influencer and politicians should be present. 37% of urban Indian voters are online. 85% of them have voted previously, but 42% are undecided. So that's about 40% that you can still make them to decide. Local candidate, as we said, is as important as the party, not who is the prime ministerial candidate. Well, joining us now from Thiruvananthapuram, Dr. Shashi Tharoor, and in our Delhi studios is Alfonso, the national executive of the BJP. Dr. Tharoor, nice to see you after a bit. Now, you have what, last count, 1.93 million followers on Twitter. You've seen the power of the medium, social medium, Twitter, long back. What made you decide that?
No, I always felt that, one, as a politician, you really have to acquire as many different ways of reaching out to people as you can, and this seemed to be one. But the second thing that really appealed to me was the interactivity. I can give you an interview, but only you can ask me questions. When I'm on Twitter or on Facebook, the general public can react, ask questions, give me their opinions, and that makes for a much more genuine two-way communication, which I believe is increasingly necessary in 21st century politics.
Again, would you say that your party politicians need to get out more there on the internet based on this survey? Of course, this is a sample survey, and as we are saying, there were 7,042 respondents, 68% in the age group of 18 to 36 and 63% male. But Google and TNS say that this is representative of about 20% of the total constituencies. Do you think parties, especially the Congress, needs to get out there more politicians, Dr. Tharoor?
Well, I've certainly been encouraging my party colleagues to be much more present on social media. And increasingly the party itself is heading in that direction. We have very many more voices, very many more sites, very many more Facebook pages and Twitter handles than ever before. So that is happening already. But I do want to stress that none of us believes that social media can be a substitute for traditional means of campaigning. Those are still necessary, and I think it's extremely important. In fact, there are two things in this survey that I would like to draw everyone's attention to once again.
Sure.
The first is 67% of those surveyed say they want local development issues to be the focus of the messaging, which means that we're still very much a parliamentary system, despite the attempts of some to try and make it into a presidential-style election by projecting a particular leader. The fact is, what people in the parliamentary system want is a responsive member of parliament who focus on their local issues. And I think that is something that's extremely important coming out of this survey. Linked to that, very similar, is the proposition that the local candidates and the party locally are far more important than who the prime ministerial candidate is. I think these might be slightly sobering lessons for our friends in the BJP, but they confirm our approach in the Congress. We are very much a national party with a local focus. And each place we are campaigning in, we're focusing on local issues as well. And I think we have to reflect that in social media too, after listening to your survey.